Hey all, I got my safety glasses on and the chuck key in the chuck where it belongs. I do recommend you take it out before you turn the machine on. That usually helps. Today, what we're working on is we have a set of shocks that are going to go to the Baja 500, and the shafts are really pitted and the seals wouldn't last the whole 500 if we ran them that way. So we've ordered new shafts and we were being quoted sometime in October. Well, there's 2 or 3 races between now and then, so what we did is just order material and we'll make the ends and then we'll have a shaft. It's 17.4 H900. It is hardened. It is really tough turning. I'm hoping this goes good. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so there's one in the Logan 3-jaw. We've single point threaded it. And it checks out and it's good. And we'll walk over. We have 2 of the rod loop ends done and 1 raw one. So I will get you back in the tripod, focused in on the machine, and we will cut and true and get one done up. So here is a fresh cut piece cut on the bandsaw. We'll put it in. Not really a spec here, but we'll put it in where we feel like it's good and get it tight. I'm going to angle you down so you can see a little better what we're doing. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just true the end up because the bandsaw doesn't cut perfectly straight. And with that we use this here gizmo. And let me go get my safety glasses. Hey. All right, so we've just got done threading, so we're gonna make sure thread's not engaged. Turn the machine on, and we'll just, so you can see that end runs pretty out of true. You want to sneak up on this. This is where your brake parts and inserts. So you just sneak up on this. I'm just truing the end so I can start my shoulder. The end is pretty well cleaned up. Let me get you off and I'll show you. It's not exactly 100% cleaned up, but it is pretty well cleaned up. And you can see right there, it didn't quite get the whole thing. But we don't care because we got to build the way the Fox eyelet attaches. We build a bit of a tenon. We cut a tenon down to 7/8 and we 7/8 14 pitch thread a section. They look like this. This one's the ones that came off. And there, they look like that. Still got the red Loctite on them. And like that. And these are pitted, so the seals won't last, so that's why we need new. All right, I'm gonna make sure I have 10 turns, which I do. I'm gonna set this at 0. Compound at 0, touch. Set my stop. Count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will go. I'm going to reset 0, give or take, just so I know. And I'm going to take, well, let's reset 0. I screwed that up a little, so. Yeah, reset 0. 25 thou. One thing I don't like about this 17.4. So we're machining a 17.4 H900 shaft, and it doesn't like to be machined, and I can't get the chip to break with this machine. It just won't push hard enough. So I'm just letting the weeds grow and trying to stay out of their way, wearing my one Michael Jackson glove to keep from getting burnt and cut on that side. I was set up for turning, and on this machine the lead screw turns backwards in the threading set, because it eliminates one reduction gear. So that reduction gear causes the lead screw to turn backwards, so we got to reverse the lead screw, and we should be good. Zero again, just to make sure. 0 is 0. 25 thou. And I hate them, but let the weeds grow. So we should be at 1.2 right now. We started with a 1.25 OD on the shaft. We've cut 25 on radius, so 50 on diameter. Now we've got. That's why I wear the glove. So now we've got 100 thou. We should be 150 right now. Sorry, 1.15. So you have to watch that weed. It's going to grow somewhere. And if it starts whipping, it will cut you. It's sharp as razor blade. So you just got to be really careful. We're gonna shut down, we're gonna measure. So while we're measuring, we're gonna clean up these weeds that are all over. If this one picks up another one and starts flinging it, it can be pretty freaking hairy. It can grab tools, throw them at you. That's why I hate them. You want that chip to break, but with an older machine, a little bit underpowered, you can't always get them to do it. This machine here has my second ever VFD conversion. It's actually running a 3-phase motor and a VFD. I've got a mill going that way. Right now, when we wire it, get it all figured out, we'll show you that video too. So I'm 0.953. So we'll take 25 more on radius. I didn't know if I liked that or not. The weed grew into the trash can and went right in, but I was afraid it was going to tangle and pull them all out. So we're 0.903. We want to be at 0.870. So that's our thread. So 903 is pretty close. We're basically going to take 16 thou, and we should be. But since I'm going to slow it down, just to have a little bit better finish. And I'll take 16 thou. I bet it gets us right where we want to be. Better finish. But since it's turning slower, it's taking a little bit more radius out of it. Looks like a chip roll there at some point. We don't want that. We may have broken the insert, but it's cutting well, so I don't think so. I'm not holding on to this weed, I'm just letting it feed through my fingers, and I'm ready to let go of it if I need to. .871. I think we're good enough for threading. We will take a chamfering tool and we will put a little relief on each of these just to not have that sharp corner that will cut you. No, we won't. No, we won't. We got ahead of ourselves. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 1, 200 thou. We're cutting right now a step. It is this step right here. It's this relief. In a hole, like in an eyelet, you cannot thread all the way to the end. So you can't just have the threads come out because you will stop before the end. If you thread this in and don't have this tighten hard against the bottom of this hole, a shoulder there, you will move this thing back and forth like this. You'll eventually cascade fail the threads, which means the one fails and then they all fail, and the shock will pull apart. Ask me how I know. This relief is made to go inside where you bore the hole all the way down but can't thread all the way, and so you thread all the way, and this is actually what takes the big load from the compression. When it's in there like this, it's flat against the bottom of that hole. And so that's what we forgot to cut, and we're going to cut that now. And it's 200 thou deep. So we're going to cut that 200 thou deep, 2/10 of an inch. Okay, now we're ready to, since we're civilized people, cut a few relief chamfers. And I've just ground this to 45-ish, and I just want enough to make it not sharp on the thread lead, just enough to make it not sharp. And here I don't want to take shoulder away because it will sit on the eyelet, but I also don't want to cut myself when I'm handling it. So that's that part. So we're here. Now, another thing with threading, I can't run all the way to end here on a manual machine without being way better and more skilled than I am. So I need a thread relief. Most times you see a thread relief right there, and that's someplace for you to stop the machine while the thread's not in material, because if you stop it while it's in material, it will most likely break the insert, or you'll ruin the part. So we're going to cut a thread relief. And I'm just going to use a parting tool. And I want 150 thou thick. This is only 100 thou thick. And I've taken the holder home to do other work. And for my 150 thou thick parting tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to cut a 100 and then come back 50 thou, cut another 100. It will also be 55 thou deep. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. Parting is a tough thing in 17.4, so good cutting oil. We're going to set a 0 right there. just gonna let her eat. Keep her well lubed with high sulfur dark cutting oil. .55 thou deep. Back that out. Now this is 0, so I'll go all the way around to 0. Come back to 50. And cut 50 more. Way easier to part half a blade with the other half being out in the air than it is a full blade. Not so likely to gall up. And now we have a blank ready to go. So one thing we need to do is move our speed to 14 threads per inch, which is number 2 and 8. Why don't we come around and look at this? Okay, this old girl, the way you set your threading is you're going to take the friction and or the crossfeed drive out of gear, and then that is how you engage the threading portion of the nut, of the crossfeed or the nut, the half nut. We're not going to do that yet. We also want to set the pitch, and the pitch is, for this particular lathe, a 14 thread, is position B, hole number 8. 14, position B on gear 60, hole number 8. So that's where we are. That's where we cut today. It works good. So let's finish this up. Threading insert. I don't need a stop. I will do a stop if I'm doing something critical and I want it to stop for sure. Don't need it for this one. It will stop against that shoulder. I'm going to set 0, so I'm just going to touch. There's my 0. Back that off. Come here and engage on the indicator, one of the 4 marks that will keep you in gear. So now, as long as I engage again next time in one of those 4, I'll always be on the same thread. I can now set this to, I want to take a 10th thou cut so I can have a look at it, make sure it's good. We're in forward. We're going to slow her way down. And we're in reverse. Now we'll go the other way. Oh, okay, so that did not engage. We're going to try that again. I'll go to the next one. I may be bumping it with my gloved hand and not realize. Let's go to 10. Don't need the glove now. And I generally don't machine in gloves because that's how you get your hands sucked in. Okay, it's making a nice little scratch pass, maybe a little more. We'll stop it there. We've already got our thread gauge on 14. She good? We can now do one of 2 ways. We'll pull it out. We can disengage. We can go all the way to one of the 4 marks, and now we can go again. Before we go again, we got to set again. We'll set to 20 because I can take 10 thou on the first cut. I can take another 10 thou to 20. Then I'll take 5 thou after that until I start pushing that too hard, and then I'll go 2.5 thou the rest of the way. Good cut, pretty happy. Looks like a 20 thou cut. Back it off. I generally go 100 thou back. The other way we can do this, and the way I prefer to do it, especially with a short thing like this, because I don't have a lot of free run time where you're not doing anything, Well, I guess you got the same amount, but I just back it up. That way I never have to disengage the gear. And I do a lot of metric threading. And if you do metric threading, this machine won't do metric threading. You just have to get an SAE that's as close as possible. But for a machine that will do metric and SAE, generally in metric, the dial is not synced, so you can't disengage. You have to do this every time. Okay, I was at 20. After 20 thou deep of cut, I will go 5 thou each, all the way to 40, so 25. The hand basically hovers on the E-stop the entire time. I'm doing any threading, especially when we're this close. We did 25 before, we'll go 30, reverse travel. Getting dry. Get some more beaner slider. I shut that off early. There's one little tail. You could pull the chuck through. Often you break the insert there. What I'll do is not do that and back it back out. Reverse it, and I'll just make sure I go all the way through on the next one. It'll cut it no problem. Little beaner slider. We were at 30, we will go 35. The cut gets a bit heavy here, we'll watch it. Bump the dial. I was going pretty fast. Good cut, very nice. And went right through that portion. Reverse it. Don't need to move the chip, but I want to be able to see, so bump that dial again. And this is our last 5 thou deep cut because we're at 40 thou deep. We're going to a 55, 57. It's been varying today. Machine must be, well, the machine's old and tired and flexing a bit. It's a good cut. Exactly what I want to see. Cutting with the leading edge. Now I know people are going to say 29.5 degrees and do all that, and that recipe for me ends up in lots of broken broken inserts. I have better with a square setup, and as I advance it, it's going to cut off the forward, and I haven't had any issue with it. So people say, well, I'm doing it wrong, and I probably am. When they say they can't do it this way, well, I'll just tell them they're doing this way wrong. So I've actually been pretty happy with my threading this way. And no, this is 17.4. We can't get the part. We're making the part. Doesn't feel like it, but we're saving a race, because if you don't have the part, you're not racing. So that was 45. Little chips that hang on there, no big deal, except for I just want to be able to see. I don't want them there. I want to see what's cutting, when it's going to hit. 47.5. So that was our 50 thou. Thread looks pretty good. These have a tendency to be a bit sharper than most of the threads I do when you do a Fox shaft, but come on. But we'll go all the way to 55 because we have not had one work before 55 yet today. That thread looks good. So this is 52 and a half deep. I mean, the thread cut is 52 and a half deep. And that is not necessarily what the thread depth is, because there's flex and all sorts of stuff happening. That is what the dial is telling me, and that's my reference, because I don't have the ability with the time I have or the tools I have to measure exactly what the depth is. So I made the first couple to fit and learned from that, and now I'm making this is the fourth one. And after this, we will try the eyelet and see how it fits. That thread looks like it's going to be good. Just from peeking the thread is not quite sharp. We'll back this off. We'll disengage this. We can go back to one of the fours anytime. Might get just a bit tight late. We're just going to rerun 55. We're going to do spring pass, and that one will be good. Just kissing, exactly what I expected. Just taking some flakes. We're going to be good. Get that chip off of there. Ah. That's good. That thread's good. There we go. One correction from earlier, since this shaft will bottom out on that shoulder right there, it does not need to bottom out here, but you still have to run the relief because you can't thread all the way to the bottom of the hole. There, I was wrong, but I wasn't. Okay, we're going to turn them around, size them, and then we're going to turn tenon posts and thread tenon posts. It's just more of the same, so let's go over to the granite table and get the height gauge set up. Okay, we're at the granite table, and our height gauge won't measure a 27-inch plus shaft, but we're really not looking for the exact measurement. We're looking more of it for a comparator, and that's 8 or so inches off. So what we're going to do, we have our 2, 4, 6 blocks, so we're going to set them up on the 6, and then on the 4. Well, I tell you what, we'll turn it around, or the 2 and the 2, so that should be 10 additional inches. And then we have a really expensive tool way high in the air, so we're really careful now. And so all I want to do is make it the same. We'll sit it flat, get it under the pointer, and zero it. Okay, there's 0. And so now we can come back and check that, or we can lock it and just get there. So I'm going to lock it for now for one thing. So now I'm going to mark the other with some the other shafts with some die cam and run a line around them, and then we'll know how far to go in. Did I say die cam? Or did I say Sharpie. Same thing. Okay. So we are very close. So we can take that on that sharpened, on that hardened point. We know we've got an eighth or so to take off. It's hard to measure right now because nothing's squared. We can go up and then we can come back down and measure it, and we got 82 thou to take off, but we're not square, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I would much rather go to 0, mark it, get it close, and then come measure again. So let's go. I'll go turn and then I'll be back. Maybe a little better view there. So we're going to get this square and sitting flat. And we're still 56 thou long. So now, since it's not a horribly critical measurement, I don't think you would feel 10 thou one way or the other in a shock on the shaft length. We're going to go take 56 thou off and turn the tenon post. And we'll probably size them all first just to get this operation done. And once we get them all sized, then we can turn the tenon posts all one operation like we did the other. So there we have 3 shafts. I squared them all. So now we can turn this on. It's still at the same setting. We can square all these. We can just write on them 0.068. All right. Now here's the key. We're going to get everything off the granite table. Then we're going to put the height indicator down so it doesn't take a tumble. So battery died, but just to prove it, I did put it away. I got it down on its base, and it will be happy. Won't fall. Everything's good. Okay, what we're trying to do here is this is the one that is squared, and we want to know the tenon or height, and that's easily done. We just, caliper's at 0. We measure 0.2748, so 0.275. 0.275 is what we're looking for. And so, I don't know if I have that much travel in the compound. Let's do it that way. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if I've ever done 0.275. I want to see. 0.275 would be 27.5 turns of this gizmo. I might do it. Okay. So let's call that our 0. Give us a little bit of fudge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and a half. But when I was squaring, I chipped an insert. So let's change an insert. don't think we need to change it. I think we just need to turn it. And what is the size of that thing? So this torque's right here. No, it's not. This torque's right here. Yes, it is. That was the first corner I broke on that one. These, since the tool has the rake built in, these triangular inserts are not really triangular, kind-ish triangular. Since they have the rake built in, there are 6 cutting edges. I like that. There's our 0. We are set to 0. Drop the tool just for fun. There's going to be a lot of weeds done here, so I won't show you everything, but I'll show you one at least. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and a half. Couldn't have called that any closer. Let's do a light run here. We were just threading, see? Logan's trying to mess with me. The friggin' weeds are friggin' sketchy. This crap is like a twisty, spinning, flailing razor blade. The insert I have has a chip breaker, but it's not breaking. I could probably take a deeper cut. We may try that. Give her the old measure. 0.855. We need 0.7 something. 0.745. That's what we're looking for. All right, so got a little bit of chatter on that last one. It's long. So it's flexing some. We're at 806, we need to go to 0.46. 804 here, so we've got 2 thou taper. And yes, I'm just approximating with my calipers, but that's good enough for this stuff. So rather than go 25 thou all the way, I'm gonna go in 10 thou increments. I think I'll take 15 thou. And then I'll measure again, and then I'll split that difference and take 2 light cuts to get to the finish. A little oil helped. We are at 770. So I think I will take and we'll slow it down and take a spring pass right there, and I will be happy. So it's reading 748. We hope we take a couple thou off with this and just smooth it out. caught it just a little bit. That's not good. Let's straighten that. That's why you always move slow when you're near the spinning chuck. Probably better. Still have to move slow though. Okay, so let's see where we are. 7. 745, 742 out there. Certainly should have got bigger toward the middle, but 743 to 742. She's all right. A little small, I'm okay with it. All right, now we need to measure. We need to put a thread relief. So we'll get our thread reliever tool. Measure our thread length. $800. Okay, set that at 0. Take my specs off so I can see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna go a couple thousand more. Don't mind a couple extra threads. Slow our way down. We want to go 74 deep, so 37 thou deep groove. Okay. Ron, my buddy. Okay, so we'll reverse it. We'll take that out of gear. We'll get to a number. There it is. Can't do that one. Nope, gotta do that one. Gonna slow our way down. Looks okay for a scratch pass. There you go, 16 threads per inch. Spot on. Okay. 10 thou, this will be our first cut. Yep. 25, so 16 threads per inch. We should have to go about 42 or so thou deep. We'll run 5 thou deep to up to 40, and then we'll try. Gotta go get a nut to test. That's 5/8, scared me. Okay, we got this nut and it's not quite there, so we're gonna dial in another 2.5. Go to number 1. That's where we left off. Go straight. That sure did sound like the insert breaking, didn't it? Nah, she good. gosh, that seems deep. Go to 45, runner again. I'm gonna do a spring pass on 45. It's sticking, that tenon's sticking way out. We're gonna see how she does. Oh, that's pretty. Now is it deep enough? Number 45, spring pass. We are very close. Very close. $47.5. Runner in to number, go to number 1. Number 2. Oh, we're good. Spring pass at 47.5 and see. That should do it, I think, but it's a nice clean chip coming off of there right now. It's not springing very much. That's pretty amazing. There we go. So we're gonna go pass this off to the guys. I may even pass the camera set off to the guys. Set up off to the guys so that you can see them do what they do. But I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna chamfer that and make sure I can thread it, because that threading left a big burr. And I'm still set up so that I can set it on the, I'm still set up. I can set it back to the threading dial and run a thread if I need to, but that looked like it cut really well. Didn't roll anything. Yeah, she good. There's one. Get her out of the machine. Take over to the service shop, they'll start assembling, we're good to go. I can come make 3 more. Okay, don't look at this room, it's messy, it's mine. Keep walking through. Okay, now you can look again.
At a casino. Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis?
Jerry! Jerry Lewis, the comedian.
I know Jerry Lewis. Are we ready to assemble this thing? So there you go. We made the parts that we couldn't get again. And then we showed you some sped up footage of Daniel assembling this shock. That was pretty cool to watch. And then customer's going to come the day we assembled it and pick up these shocks, and we'll be good to go. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe for us. We really appreciate when you do that. Hit the notification bell and like buttons, and then recommend us to your friends if you think they might enjoy some of this content or have questions about shocks. Comment down below with any questions or comments, and we like hearing from you. So thank you very much, and we appreciate you watching.